Yes.
Nope, mad fart.
There's
Welcome.
a story about that. Welcome to another exciting adventure in Aderjaeger. Last week, our heroes were brutally betrayed by their first time met business partners. Or at the very least, they were shorthanded pretty quickly. And I think that's really the best place to throw it right back at you, is pretty much right where we left it off. Storch had pretty much held up the bent coin for you to see as he took the coins from you.
Frida is going to take one look at that coin, say some very not Christian words, and unsling her gun from where it is across her back and just turn around and start right back down the road.
Jurgen sort of stares at the coin for a moment, that big vein in his temple starting to pop out, and his cheeks flushing red, before he says simply and sharply, "Keep the bag, we'll melt it down for shot. You, with me," pointing at three of the caravan guards they'd hired. "Storch, make sure that we aren't robbed any further. Come along, let's get our coin back."
They've taken half my manpower. What am I supposed to... Oh, whatever. And he goes, and he kind of shuffles himself around the side of his barrel and throws the bag in a pile behind. As the three guards follow you. What are you going to do?
Well, Jurgen's first going to catch up with Brita. Brita, chances are he's not going to be back at the... what was the name of the bar we found him at?
I don't believe I gave
Shithole
it
Mick
to you.
Tavern Face.
Yeah, shit.
Actually, you did.
Tavern
it was,
McTavern Face.
No. It
Turns
was
out the Addled Adders is a franchise.
Heather's.
It's a
Was it
chain.
Heather's?
It might have been Heather's.
I think it was Heather's.
It was Heather's or Harriet's or Helen's.
Yeah, something like
I
that.
think it was Heather's. Yeah.
We'll go
Okay.
with Heather's then. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't believe he's going to be back at Heather's. I'm going to send a man with you. Go back to the market where we first met that man who sent us in his direction. Ask around, see if you have more, ask like you have more shards to sell. We'll meet back up and we can see if we can find his location. I'm going to go back to Heather's. I doubt he'll be there, but if he is, well, I'll meet you at the gate either way.
Understood. She would take the time as they're walking to also load her gun because fuck taking a turn for that.
And Jurgen would, of course, grab one of the men and, assign him to Brita.
So she's got one man with her and you've got two with you.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So it's a relatively uneventful walk back to Leonberg. There is not a whole lot of traffic. The sun's actually beginning to set. And as you reach the town gates, the guards kind of wave you through, surprised to see a group of Aderjaeger coming in this late, especially since they saw you left. But they don't really give you much fuss. They don't check you or anything like that, but they let you in. But as you sort of come in, you notice you're kind of some of the last people to leave before they start closing the main gate.
Well, we're here overnight.
No, you could probably leave, but there's only the lesser gate. There's no horses getting out of the
And
town.
Brita didn't say that.
So.
Jurgen
But
just...
once you're inside, the marketplace is mostly empty. There's songs from the taverns, but there's not much business going on as the sun begins to set. Just sort of the last few things. Bakers desperately trying to get rid of leftover stock at the end of the day, which is always a hard sell because not many people want hard bread if they can buy something nicer. Beggars have started to come out and sort of, trying to get what they can from them and the butchers, things that can't be necessarily thrown away without wasting all the value. And for the most part, they seem to be succeeding, as butchers seem to be handing whole racks of, uncured meat off racks because they don't want it to go bad. Brain blocked right there, sorry. As as you kind of move deeper into the town, there's really sort of a stillness out in the streets as the sun finally sets. And you can see that the light outside Heather's is still lit.
Lucas can do his part first.
Well, Jurgen's actually not going to head straight into the bar. He's going to walk around and see if there's any back doors or side doors first.
There's definitely a back door. It seems to lead to the kitchen. You can actually, it's slightly ajar, and the sort of the sound of bubbling water and steaming kettles sort of flows out into the street from behind it. Overall, you hear some small sounds inside, but Heather seems surprisingly quiet, which really doesn't surprise you. From your short time there, you know it was a little bit of a rundown establishment, not very well taken care of.
Jurgen's going to tell one of the guards, you stay here. If anybody tries to come out this door running, cut them down.
The guard just sort of nods his head and...
This is gonna go wrong somehow. Like, there's gonna be somebody, like, an innocent bystander that's gonna go run out and...
Yeah, actually, Jurgen's going to amend that. Detain them. Don't just cut them down.
It's okay. He's a man of God. Any killing he does is holy or something.
That's not necessarily
That's
true in
how it
ecclesiastical law.
The guard
Oh,
just
sorry.
kind of looks at you with a sort of like, you want me to do what? And okay, and kind of nods in a confused fashion. Considering they're inside a town, he doesn't have a lot of authority, unfortunately. But he figures he might be able to knock someone unconscious if necessary, if they come running out.
Yeah, that's more or less the intent.
So he just kind of nods and kind of takes up a position in the fountain, just next to the fountain in the center of the little courtyard next to the pub.
Okay, so I'm going to take basically my one guard, because I've got one watching the back door, and I'm going to go in the front.
As you walk in, there's probably... I'd say probably about 8 or 9 patrons. Several of them are laughing and talking and, generally trying to eat their supper as best they can before they finish off another couple rounds of ale. And the first, as you sort of step inside, I'm assuming a very serious expression on your face, the tavern kind of quiets down for a second. And most of the patrons turn and look at you with sort of a confused expression on their faces. None of these are the people that were here earlier in the day. You don't see the Gormans, you don't see the group of probably 5 or 6 hard on their luck fellows that seem to have been sitting on the stairs last time you were here. The only person you actually recognize is the bartender. Most like the proprietor of this location.
Well, seeing that Jurgen doesn't see the Gormans, Jurgen's going to go ahead and take his hand off his axe and belly up to the bar with the guard. Look him right in the eye. Where are the Gormans?
They left. Settled up just less than an hour ago.
Do you know where they've gone?
No. They did leave something behind, though.
And what's that?
I don't know. Just said to give it if anyone asked about them. And he kind of goes behind the bar and he brings out sort of a piece of paper that's been folded into an envelope and sealed with a sort of a dark blue seal, but no symbol on it. Just sort of sealed with wax, but not with any kind of family crest or anything of the sort.
Betting $10 right now is just a picture of
a dick.
butt. Yeah,
Yep.
for that.
Jurgen's going to go ahead and open the picture of a dick.
It's not a dick. You, unfortunately, will be disappointed to find out it's actually a very short message. It says, if you want what we took, come here tonight. And there's just sort of a map showing the outside of the, the indication of where the main gates of Leonberg are, and it shows off into the forest and shows sort of a burned or damaged mill of some sort.
Jurgen's going to fold the paper and thank the barkeep before heading over to the regular patrons, and he's going to use his ear to the ground ability to find out where the Gormans sleep, where they lay their heads at night.
Okay. Give me a roll.
Oh, I forgot I already have my sheet open. No, shit.
You find out they lay their head at the Heathers. They were here for at least 2 weeks.
Okay. Jurgen, a little disappointed, but can't blame these people for what they say. Nods. He's going to gather up the guards he's brought with him and then head back to where he promised to meet Brita.
Brita,
Yes.
I'm going to have you roll just to see what info you can get, but for the most part, you're going to find them that they are not in Leonberg. However, there is information potentially to gain, so...
What would you like me to roll?
I believe that would count as sanguine, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Just so I'm on the right page here, what am I just poking around and asking people stuff?
That's up to you, but that's basically what you had implied, yes.
Okay, then yeah, I just wanted to make sure.
You're able to find out that the Gormans had been here for about 2 weeks. That there was a sort of change, actually, in their attitude about a few days ago when a message arrived. And it almost seems like they went from their usual gallivanting sort to almost, quiet homebody sorts. They said moved from, drinking and partying with women, and then as soon as the message arrived for them, though there was no explanation for it, they had pretty much spent most of their days at the Heathers waiting for something. They couldn't figure out what.
Okay.
However, they don't know where they would be now. They all kind of point you towards Heather.
Well, she would assume that if he's there, then Jurgen has him, so that's a little bit out of her control at this point. Alright, well then if that's all I can do in this situation, then she will wrap that up and go where they were gonna rendezvous.
At the front gates of Leonberg.
Yeah.
Jurgen would be there to meet her, and as she came back, he'd just hold out the note. They weren't at Heather's, and I haven't been able to find out if there's any place that they might rest their heads, but they did leave this. And it just stinks of an ambush.
Brita opens it up and looks over it. Do you plan on going there?
I'd planned on talking to Zygmunt first. At the very least, it would be good to look out the location. Scout it out, see if we can find anything. It's going to be our best bet for trying to get back what was stolen from us.
Well, I'll actually have a use for Elena then, other than running into people in a crowd. And somewhere in the world, Elena sighed. She didn't quite know why, but she was so exasperated all of a sudden.
Suddenly, Elena is getting a really bad headache.
Well, we'd better head back then. Let's gather up the rest of the company and inform them what's happened.
Mm-hmm. And as they're walking back, she would continue on about what she had learned, and she would tell him that she wasn't sure what they had potentially gotten involved in, so she would just kind of give him more or less the verbatim of the stuff that she'd picked up.
Jurgen would be kind of running his hand along his chin and idly scratching at his jaw. It almost sounds like they were waiting for us.
Yeah, but they couldn't have known we were coming.
They could have known if word was sent from Forsheim to them. We did kind of upset a crime boss there. But perhaps we can ask them in person.
I should note that the message does say to meet them tonight.
Yeah. So, Jurgen and Brita will head back to the... Well, I can't speak for Brita, never mind. I'm not going to puppet your character,
She's
Darby.
following him, it's fine.
Yeah. Head back.
No, she's gonna just fucking abandon him in the middle of the road and go to fucking an entirely
She's
different
going to
country.
Paris.
She's decided she's done.
She's going to Paris. She's going to be an actress. A singer. Anyways.
Paris was destroyed about 20 years ago in this setting. I should probably.
Oh.
She's gonna bring it back.
Yeah, she's going to bring it back with her amazing acting.
Yeah.
She's bringing sexy back. Okay.
Yep.
Yep,
Anyways,
oh my God.
they're going to drop off the caravan guards with Storch and then go find Zygmunt. And hopefully everybody else.
You lost what?
We didn't lose.
We were cheated, but I should have known better than to trust their gold.
Yes, you should have, Jurgen. I put you in charge of our finances for a reason. I thought you were a good judge of character.
Oh, how much are we out?
About 2,000. More or less.
Oof.
What did you learn?
Elena,
Elena's
we
getting
learned
the
what
death
you're
stare.
going to be doing tonight.
Which is?
You're going to be
Well,
scouting
we're in
out
need of
this
a scout.
location.
What location? Give me info.
Jurgen will hand her the note. This stinks of an ambush.
Elena
There's-
would read over the piece of paper and then just kind of flip it around in her hand. Do I have any supplies you want to give me, or am I just going in like a circus costume? What are we doing here?
You're not a distraction, love. You're a scout. You can take your gear.
Good.
Get in.
What makes you think?
Get in. Let us know if they're there, how many of them are there, and what they've set up to try to surprise us.
It doesn't make sense though. Why would they try to ambush an Aderjaeger group? That seems a little suicidal.
Well, perhaps they only thought it was the two of us.
I mean, there is the whole thing that I saw in the underground at the Abbey. I mean, are we sure these people aren't from the Abbey?
Why would they be... What?
What did you say?
She's been going on about Ada. She says she saw an Ada down there.
I did.
An
It's a
adder.
great
Okay,
big
I do need a
honking-
clarification of where you all are having this discussion.
Oh, in private quarters, I'm sure.
Okay.
Yeah, not-
because
not-
otherwise you are still in the Abbey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm assuming we just met in someone's bedroom, one of our bedrooms, and we're just
Yeah.
having a powwow.
Yeah, Elena's just running down the halls. There's an adder downstairs.
Oh god.
Zygmunt's kind of
Yeah, on second thought, why don't you put on a clown costume before you do your scouting tonight?
If I had a guess, and this may just be paranoia speaking, Brita was able to uncover some information that the Gormans received a message not 2 weeks before our arrival and have been patiently waiting, more or less, since then. If word had reached them from Forsheim, but 2 weeks ago we hadn't quite upset the crime lord. I don't know.
Clarification.
Hmm.
They arrived in Leonberg 2 weeks ago. They received the message a few days ago.
Oh, okay. Then let me back up. Recant that statement because I got that wrong out of character. They received a message a few days ago and have been more or less waiting for, as the locals described it, something. They didn't know what. But if my mind was to connect the dots, it may have something to do with the men we killed in Forsheim.
Is that so?
It's an assumption, one which I cannot prove, but I have a good feeling that's where this trouble draws from. Which is why I would assume they've set an ambush for us and intend to exact the revenge of... Jurgen flips open his little back book to a few pages before he was scribbling about Elena constantly, and would look up the name of the crime lord, if you don't mind reminding me, Jay.
The Habbers.
The Habbers. Yes, the Habbers, who we killed 2 of the grandsons of.
So let's go to this point that they want us to meet, but send in Elena to scout before the rest of us follow suit. If necessary, I can find some high location to try to stay with my gun in case you guys need support in that manner. But I don't know that they expect that there's so many of us. We've gained quite a few men since then.
Well, will we be bringing the caravan guards with us? It also could be that they're attempting to lure us away from our cart, so they might rob us more. I'm almost inclined to leave the caravan guards behind and take only
Well,
our
if all of
countenance.
our belongings are here at the Abbey, would they attack the Abbey?
They're not at the Abbey. They're outside the walls.
I did not say that then.
It seems like it would be beneficial for me to go ahead and do the round once around this place, see what it looks like before we make any decisions on where we want to have guards stationed. If it looks like a small force, it might be beneficial for us to leave most of our troops behind.
I would agree with that.
Well, then, let's get to it.
Are we sure we want to do this? They've already dictated the location and terms of an engagement.
Well, how much do you want that 2,000 gold?
I think scouting the location would be the best option, and if it looks like too much trouble for the money, we can simply ignore the laws. Shards aren't that hard to come by, and our coffers are fairly well stocked. Our men won't be going unpaid. And we certainly won't be going hungry. But, and I know you are the Einführer, Zygmunt, I would prefer some measure of revenge. And if the Habbers are indeed involved, I doubt they'll stop just because they were able to rob us. Those kind of people don't like to stop until they've drawn blood.
My job is to hunt Adder. I value all of your input equally when it comes to the matter of running the company. If you truly think that these people are a threat, we should assess it and, if necessary, end it.
I would have words with them.
Oh, I would love to
I'm
as
not
well,
ready to have
seeing as
words
I
with
was
anybody, Berthold.
seeing as I was manhandled. I think I have a personal matter with this issue.
I just worry about us getting dragged into some fight with people. As Berthold has already said, it doesn't make a lot of sense for a bunch of Aderjaegers to be fighting anything other than adders.
No, I meant rather that it was silly for common folk to be attacking Aderjaegers. I mean, well, this seemed odd for just like those brigandeering or anything of the sort. So this does reek of some other plot.
Perhaps they're just fools.
Fools that happen to have connections in towns that we are traveling to. It
I
may be
agree,
worth
fools
taking a
that
look at.
should be taken seriously, but potentially fools nonetheless.
I do not suffer fools lightly.
Indeed. But I think
Zygmunt
we have...
kind of sighs and stands up. He's like, Elena, I hate to ask this of you, but if you would not mind scouting out this location.
She just AFK'd, but
Yeah, I
I'm
saw
sure
that.
we can just puppet her. Yeah, I'd love to! And Frida just says, I think that we should probably
Well,
Tried to dress
We'll
a
hang
little
back with it.
inconspicuously, and she just looks at Jurgen, who's all in black, and she goes, "Yeah, you're good though."
Well, Jurgen would have his armor on at this point.
so if we're wading into a trap, I'd rather be armed and armored.
Agreed.
Well, once you've made your decision, obviously time is somewhat limited because they did say tonight. The location indicated is not that far away from town, but it's far enough that you won't be receiving much in the way of assistance from the guards. More specifically, it is probably about 1.5 miles outside of town, and it's surrounded by old forest. The mill they talk about is an old blacksmith shop and house that was attached, that was actually involved in making of Panzerung several years ago, but a large forest fire took out most of the area and the houses there. It's positioned along a dry stream bed now, somewhat up on not so much a plateau, but the house itself is off the ground quite a bit, with a narrow passage running between the two houses. This is all information you could find out pretty easily. Most people know of the location. But as for what's different there now, well, that's going to require Elena doing a scouting roll when she returns. What preparations do you want to make, if any, other than getting armored, which I believe goes almost without saying?
Yeah. Rita would want to see if there's some area of high ground that she could kind of, in effect, snipe from.
Are you doing this before Elena scouts, or?
Well, she would be like from where she's waiting with everyone else, visually trying to do it, but she's not going to actually go anywhere until Elena gets back.
There really isn't much high ground unless you're willing to climb a tree, unfortunately. It's sort of your standard gully and hill area around here. Fairly dense forest, but there's a section near where the mill is that was burned away many years ago. It's mostly younger trees now in that area, so at the very least your line of sight would be clear, but there's no rocky outcrops or book depositories nearby for you to shoot from.
So yeah, I was about to say, how dense is this forest? Because if it's not super dense, Zygmunt's 100% bringing Adalbert.
The Black Forest itself is very dense, but this particular area has actually been burned out in the last 10 years, so it's mostly newer trees and ground cover. A horse could definitely make it through this area. It's uneven terrain, so it's probably not the best terrain, but it's definitely something a horse could traverse. And we
Just
are
in case
unfortunately a little
Elena,
stuck without.
just in case Elena gets into a pinch,
Yeah.
Zygmunt wants to be able to get there as quickly as possible. Also, every advantage to be gained in this situation.
Rita's gun is still loaded. Let the record show.
I'm gonna bring you all over just a little bit from Leonberg, because you're not in Leonberg anymore. We'll just put you right there. A little bit closer to Stuttgart, not quite yet. All right. Bless you. Whoever that was.
That was not any of us.
That-
I believe
that
that's
was-
Tyler's background.
Sorry about that. Back.
She's a little sneezy.
Welcome back. You ready to save the day for us?
Well, are you ready, Elena, to do your scouting?
Yes. Sorry about that.
It's all right. Give me a description of how you'd like to scout.
So I got my horse with me. I'm gonna make a wide circle. This is out in the woods, correct?
This is out in a section of woods that had a major fire a few years ago. So there's fairly dense forest that actually leads into mostly new, fairly lower, younger trees and ground cover. So unfortunately, it doesn't provide the best concealment approaching.
So she'd probably take whatever long way she could surrounding the larger trees, do a circle around that area as far as she could, dismount the horse, and then go from there on foot, likely crouching through the lower underbrush to get a closer look at the area that doesn't have the tall trees.
Okay. I do believe this would be a stealthy check.
There we go.
Does this count as tracking?
No, not really. You know where they are already.
Okay.
Stalking, yes. Tracking, no.
Is that within sleight of hand or no? Probably not. No. Sorry. I'm
Not
just
even
looking
close.
for-
She's pocketing the forest when no one's looking.
My forest.
Stealing some berries.
That's a partial succeed. You can see that there is a single fairly large campfire. Not so much a bonfire, but definitely a prepared fire pit around with two surprisingly large tents. Probably tents large enough to probably conceal 4 or 5 people each,
Jeez.
if someone were trying to conceal them. But as far as who you can see, there's only one person visible. Tall, stoic-looking man, sort of poking at the fire. There's a locked chest nearby, but you can't tell what's in it or nearby.
Before actually I go any further, I'm actually going to go backwards into the woods and climb up a tall tree closest to the clearing that's not like...
We'll take you over to the map. To get to the closest tall tree, you'd actually have to go quite a distance.
Then a tree that is, I don't know, what direction are we coming from? Probably
Unless
You
they were
are coming
the
from
south.
From over
the
there?
west. If you're coming from Leonberg, you're coming from the
So-
west.
Oh, right. Yeah.
so
But the way that the
that way?
kind
The way
of
the map looks
to take the path up, you'd actually be coming from the bottom corner where your tokens currently are, and those are just there for storage. You can move them wherever when we get to the time. So you'd actually be coming from underneath and up into it if you were traveling directly from Leonberg, because it's simply north of and west of.
So she'd probably round this this building right here, and I think this is a tree. Is that a tree? It kind of looks like a bush.
That's much more of a bush. There's really not many trees. You can see the remains of trees.
Can I check for sounds within this building?
You are really close to this gentleman right here, so I'm actually gonna need another stealth roll to get that close. You were saying you were staying quite a distance away before, right? Am I missing something?
No, I guess I am not aware of the actual distance. Wait,
Yeah, I don't have the map for the whole clearing.
so this guy's up here.
This guy's up here. And from your position just inside the sort of burned out area, you can see him, you can see a chest, you can see a campfire, and several tents.
So I'm talking about this side of the building.
This side? Oh, this side?
Yeah.
You could probably approach that side pretty safely.
So I'd like to approach it and then try to climb onto the roof.
Okay. First, give me a circumstance check, because
Oh,
this
good.
is the first time we've gotten to use it.
Do
Good. Cool.
I fall through the roof?
Not quite.
I guess circumstance
Um,
isn't really super, like, I guess, I don't know, because you can't really get pluses, but I guess that makes sense.
Circumstance is really the condition of things.
Yeah.
The standing position of the world as far as not good, good, etc.
Right.
Pretty much you could climb up the side, but you're not sure it would be a safe place to stand. The building has not only been burned, but it's also rotting. This is effectively a wooden structure that's been sitting out in the forest after it burned out for several years. The strongest structure would be the brickwork that made up the forge side of the building.
Can I see into this building?
Sure. There's big holes in it.
I'm assuming there's like no people.
Well, it's pitch black at night in a burned out building.
What's the moon situation?
Yeah.
The moon is relatively pale, but it's not a full moon. And I'm using the circumstance rule for that.
Boo.
It's not a new moon. That would be really dickish of me, but.
All right, so we've got one guy outside. We've got 2 tents that look like they hold 4 to 5 people.
And then a smaller tent, yeah.
And then a smaller tent. Yeah. So we've got probably, if we're lucky, like 15 people. If
maybe?
That's like a maximum.
They could be empty. We don't know.
Yeah.
Or it could be 3 guys who just have really big dicks and want all that room to themselves.
Assuming there's anyone in the tents.
See, the question, I don't know that I want to get that close to find out. When I circled the area, did I see any signs of like tracks or like other people
now
that might have gone in hiding?
Is tracking. So yes, go ahead and roll a tracking roll for me.
Do I have a move bonus?
Yes, you believe you do.
It just says
Tell
input
me.
Value move bonus.
When you do something relating to tracking, add +1.
Ah, there we go.
So you'd be 2.
Okay.
Okay. So that'd be 10, right?
I think so.
Unless you added a 1 because it's just showing. Hold on, let's see.
It looks like
No,
3
no,
plus
I
4
added
plus
it.
1
It's
plus
3
1.
plus
Yeah.
4 plus 1 plus 1. Okay, there we
Okay.
go. So that's a 9. Yeah, you notice there's actually quite a few signs of horses that have passed through this area recently. Some are a few days old, maybe a week at most, and some are fresh, as in today. It's kind of hard to tell exactly how many horses, but you know it's more than one, and you don't see any horses.
The horses are in the tents. That's why they're so big.
They're just hiding the horses.
The horses are inside the house.
Secret horses.
No, I
When-
can tell you, even in the pitch black thing, there's no horses in there.
Okay.
It's just big piles of black ash.
Would I have seen any other traces of anything out along the outskirts of the clearing thingy? That's not really a clearing, but like the new growth.
It's yeah, it counts as a clearing, I think. There's standard animal signs. This place has been retaken back by nature for the most part, until about a week ago. And then obviously there was some kind of commotion here. And then obviously tonight something happened, but there doesn't seem to much in the way sitting outside around the clearing. As you sort of rode around it, all you're finding is tracks. You're not finding horses secured or a secondary campsite or anything like that.
Where are the tracks going off to?
The tracks are coming in, actually.
So,
But without getting closer, it's hard to tell exactly where they go, but they are definitely coming into the area.
Adalbert, using his ability as a horse of note, tried to sense other horses nearby.
He's got like the
senses
horse version of the ear to the ground ability. Like
Yeah.
he can
Horse
sense
to the ground.
horse gossip.
Yeah, horse gossip.
oh my god.
Zig-
his
horsey
yeah,
sense.
the horse whisperer.
All right. At this point, I think I've seen enough. What, from my vantage point of, I guess. Oh god, this thing isn't letting me.
Oh yeah, I can't move my token.
I just did that. I just reset these so that everyone can move them.
I can move everyone's but mine. Well, no, I can use everyone's.
Yeah, I
except
can move.
Elena's.
Yeah, I can
I
move
can't- I
everyone's
can't-
except Elena's.
I can't move anybody's.
It's set to all players, every single one of them.
Let me refresh.
Yeah.
Well,
they're
it's
set to all
wrong.
players.
Okay.
Yep, still set to all players,
I'm not a player.
apparently.
Yeah, there we go.
so
I'm good now.
I'm
It
gonna
was nice
get,
not
so
playing with you.
from right here. Can I get a good vantage point to see like what type of weaponry they might have?
It's one person.
Yeah. What's he got?
It's a distance, but there is a fire there. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna let you know. There's a big fuck off sledgehammer next to him. Warhammer of some sort.
Oh, good.
This guy's
Good.
not having a.
What's this
should
thing
be-
over
there
here
should be
that kind of
6
looks like
scepters,
water,
drugs.
but not water? Would I even be able to tell from here?
I think that's
I'm
a
sorry.
tree stone.
Yeah,
No.
this is a tree stump.
Aha.
Here?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just a tree stump.
You could use
Alright.
that to extinguish the fire. You just have to fucking uproot it first and throw
No.
it really hard.
No, I think we're good. Elena's gonna come back to the rest of the party and let them know what she's seen, and likely tell them, "Hey, you guys, I would advise against this. This doesn't look. Something is wrong about this.
Wrong how?
There's tracks
You
for
wanna go that way?
horses going in here, but there's no
He's
horses.
running.
Like I see no horses. There's one guy, but 3 tents. 2 of them big enough to hold 5 people. The other maybe 2 or 3
Still
max, and still no horses.
So we're looking at perhaps 10, 15 people around the campfire and potentially cavalry out in the woods.
Sounds like good odds to me.
Your
If-
call, Zygmunt.
If you would remember, we faced a mob of similar size in the previous town, and Berthold and I did not have the best of times.
We weren't all fighting together for that either.
It was luck on their part.
Zeman kind of narrows his eyes at the odds, more or less, and I'm gonna like based off what I know. I guess could I do a check to see how I can calculate our odds? Like do a melancholic roll to see,
I mean, you can certainly
like based off that information that I have, how
Well, yes. The
I
question
think a
is,
group of 5 Aderjaeger would. Sorry, what?
certainly you could roll to see what you feel your odds are, assuming that everyone that she assumes is there is there.
Right.
But that's if you want to do that, yeah, give me a melancholic roll. Normally, there might be some question, but you all are kind of all the armored badasses of the time. So, assuming that similar odds to what they faced in town, yeah, they might have had a chance against 2 people distracted in a tight quarters. But you all are experienced fighters on open ground. So you
Zygmunt.
think your odds are pretty good, assuming that there's 15 townspeople hidden in those tents.
Zygmunt will kind of pause for a second and then look at his compatriots and say, yeah, they had the jump on you before. If these are the same people, they know nothing of the trials that we've faced as Aderjaeger. We've faced mountains. These people cut purses. I think at the first sign of trouble, they will either turn tail and run or they will fall.
How
And
do we want to approach this then? I could try to lure them out. If
I
it's
don't-
just me, it's very disarming. They don't look
I
like
don't
it.
think they'll expect our own cavalry. If we can reveal how many they have, we should be able to handle it between myself and at the very least Berthold here.
Well, if you mount up, me and Brita can head in and begin the interaction. You can come ride to our rescue.
I'm sure it won't be the last time.
I'm sure it won't either, but that way we don't play our hand too quickly, and we can perhaps draw them into the open before revealing our hand. Jurgen kind of makes a face, realizing that he's repeated himself.
I agree.
Zygmunt kind of nods and pulls on Albert's reins a little bit to kind of just make sure he doesn't pull too far forward, and reaches for one of the big fuck off lances that he has at his side. It's for hunting adder. I'm sure it will scare the hell out of normal townsfolk.
I welcome any cavalry charges they might have. Bertel says he stamps his poleaxe on the ground.
Actually speaking, you won't be mounted up, Bertolt. Why don't you come with us? We can have our foot soldiers go in while the cavalry remains in the reserves. And again, Jurgen looks at Zygmunt to make sure that he's not overstepping his bounds.
Zygmunt nods. It's a fair plan.
Fine by me.
Well, it sounds as if we have a plan. Shall we?
Lead the way.
So, just to clarify, pretty much everyone is coming forward except for the cavalry,
Yes.
which is Zygmunt in this case.
Yeah, I guess
Well, be
is it
Zig-
just Zygmunt?
Wouldn't it be
Elena?
Zygmunt and Elena? Yeah, because she's got a horse too. She's
Oh,
got a
okay.
fancy horse.
Okay, so Bertolt, Jurgen, and Brita are heading forward.
Mm-hmm.
All right, are you going to try to be quiet about it? Are you sneaking up? Are you just walking up? What's
Hail and well met.
possibly?
Want some fuck?
I mean, I wouldn't recommend that, but you know.
Yeah, the answer would not be polite.
I-
Honestly, at this point, nah, considering we're trying to draw out their numbers, let's be a little bit loud about it. Stomp our feet a bit.
Okay. Sure.
Bertel's pretty good at doing that, especially clanking in full plate armor.
Yeah, that's another
Thank you.
reason we're really not going to be stealthy.
Brita, I don't think could really stomp like that if she tried. She's trying. She's trying so hard.
Ooh, she's trying.
As you all kind of walk up the dry stream and kind of crest what must have been sort of a shallow waterfall, you can see sitting at the fire and standing up as soon as you're in view is the silent brother that you had met at the inn. The boisterous one that had so raucously manhandled Brita is not to be seen.
Brita would just kind of move forward a bit and just go, "Good evening," in a really cheery voice.
He puts his right hand on the his warhammer, and the other hand kind of goes to a pouch on his belt, and he kind of holds it up. So you came.
Well, you didn't give us very much of an option, did you?
Wasn't intending to give you an option, but still, surprise. Very brave of you. My brother would be impressed. Admittedly, he's fairly easy to impress.
Not really seeking your brother's impressing.
Right. Anywho, is that all of you?
It's enough.
Certainly.
There's a few more that I'm expecting. Where's the little gypsy girl?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
She was very specifically mentioned.
By whom?
Oh. Surely you must have guessed by now.
Enlighten me.
You've made enemies. It's not surprising for Aderjaeger, but your group happened to choose a rather nasty hornet's nest to poke its head into.
As I recall, that hornet's nest attacked us first. We may have drawn the first blood, but really that's your employer's incompetence.
He holds up his hand. Don't worry about that. Really, it's irrelevant. The Habbers wanted their blood. They want your blood. They're not happy that one of theirs died, and I think that's more than anything. They're upset. You sort of humiliated them.
Well, it will be my pleasure to continue to do so.
You are very confident for coming out here.
I have God on my side. What are you?
I've got as well. How do you prove that you have God on yours? Surely there's only one way to find out, isn't there?
Indeed. Let's get this over with.
As you wish. And the pouch that he was holding in his hand that you must have assumed held coins dropped into the fire. But there's no clank. There's a bright flash of white light.
Brita, shoot him.
Blindingly bright light. I pretty much need reflexive rolls from everybody.
Okay.
Oh, even
Except
us.
for- sorry,
us in
Zygmunt
the
and
back
Elena,
here.
you are down the hill. But you would definitely see an extremely bright light.
Oh man, Locust with that. Wow.
He's used to looking into the light.
Damn Skippy.
Birdhold, don't you dare get blinded by this.
It's okay. We were apparently in the front, and our shadow was blocking Jurgen's view.
Like the orcs at Helm's Deep.
Basically.
Gondor calls for aid.
Brita and Berthold, there's a bright flash of light. And in that bright flash, the man before you disappears. You're not blinded permanently. Your sight returns quite quickly. You've obviously fought in the dark before. Jurgen, you on the other hand, see the man run. He doesn't run towards you, doesn't seem to make an attack. He seems to run away from you. This side of the building. Around the back. He's obscured for a second by the tents, but you're able to keep track of him well enough. You admit, in the brightness, you lose track of him for just a few seconds, but your eyes are keen enough to see where he goes. The fire kind of begins to die out as it burned off a lot of its power, and sort of a dull glow is all that's left from it. The moonlight takes over this field.
So he's running towards the field, or he's running towards this
He's
building?
running over here. He's running to the side of the building, right there.
Okay. How much wood of the building remains? I know that this side is sort of the forge side, so there's mostly brickwork, but...
The wall, for the most part, remains, but there are large holes in it. It is not a structurally sound building as far as you can tell.
How flammable is it, though?
It's char,
Okay, so not very flammable.
not flammable.
It was at one point.
Post-flammable.
Yeah, it's post-flammable.
One thing I should do, because otherwise I'll forget, is to bring out the turn order.
Yeah.
Brita would, as soon as her vision was no longer impaired, have her gun off her back, and it's already loaded, and then she would have that in her hand ready to go.
Can I try to intercept him about here as I see him move?
No.
Okay.
Where did he go? I can't see him.
He's gone around the other side of the building. Follow me. And Jurgen will, basically as far forward as he can get, leading the way since he can still see fairly clearly, and
Brita,
he can
it's
see the
not your
man.
turn. Go back.
Oh shit, you're right. I thought it was still a free for. I'm sorry. I'm
Free
so
for all.
sick now.
Everybody go at once.
No, partially succeed means you're not blinded. It does not mean that you have any advantages.
Yep.
You all basically just got a giant pile of magnesium burned in your face.
He's not going to go around the blind corner, but he is going to, he's more or less going to come up or this way as far as he can without going around that blind corner, because for all he knows, there's just a warhammer waiting for him to crack him in the skull as he comes around that corner.
Probably a good assumption. I'm gonna roll a circumstances roll on somebody else's sheet. So hold on.
Aw, what?
Okay, cool. Thank you. I just needed to know that. That's not for you. That's not for you, Brita. That's It's a general
I'm like,
circumstance.
no.
Yeah.
I've
What
got a
did
4
I
and a 2. I was
do?
trying to see what, if anything, changed from doing that. So no. All right. He
Where'd
is
the
going to
turnover go?
hold his turn. Where did my turnover go? Come back.
There it
we
is.
go. Brita, it's your turn.
She will follow after him, but seeing as he stopped when he didn't really need to, she will not go past him, but she's got her gun out and is trying to stand in a way so Jurgen is not between her and what she's going to shoot. And just be ready to... Can I do a prepared action type of thing? I forget if that's
You
in the
sure
system.
can.
Okay, then if...
It's not really in the system, but I'll allow it.
Okay, well then if he runs in this area where it's in her vision, she's going to take a shot at him.
Okay. Berthold.
How does the wall to the left of Berthold look?
Oh, she's
Burned badly. It's sort of a muddle and daub, but you can tell that there's holes in it from where the support structure is burned away.
Berthold's going to take a shortcut.
Okay, move where. Show me where you'd like to go.
He's gonna shove himself through the wall, basically.
Juggernaut bitch.
Jesus Christ. Fucking Kool-Aid man.
I've always wanted to say this. Move your token into the house, please. But I've always wanted to say, you have activated my trap card.
At the same time, I don't think he was expecting
No, to be
that.
fair, I was like, is that guy expecting Berthold? Because
Blue eyes, white dragon.
No, as you kind of break in, there's sort of a exasperated noise from above you, and falling from the ceiling is a man dressed in black and covered in ash, holding knives.
Have to race us.
Guten Tag.
Well, it's not his turn yet, but
Is Berthold allowed to actually get an attack of opportunity or anything of the sort on him?
not after you crash through a wall, man.
That's fine.
You attacked the wall.
Yeah, basically. I will, because it is so flimsy, I will allow that, but it's his turn. He gets an attack. Basically, he's coming down on top of you, so your chances are fight back and try to skewer him, or what?
Yeah, gonna try to
Or
skewer
dodge,
him.
or whatever you want to do.
Basically,
Not trying to lead.
he's gonna try to basically let basically move the poleaxe. He's not gonna be able to literally vertically on top of the poleaxe, but Berthold's got good reflexes for a guy of his size, so he's going to take a good stab at him to basically try to skewer him.
Okay. I'm going to get you are at a -1 for this, just so you know.
Okay.
Realistically, it should be a -2, but I'm going to go -1.
Okay.
Hey!
Wow!
that don't matter.
Jesus.
Holy
Don't fall on
shit.
a man with a weapon.
So, do you have anything that does additional harm, or do you just have as is?
Let me see.
Polearm Master, Fervor, Mark XP, Duty and Iron.
Yeah, no, nothing.
No. Okay. Then yeah, you completely succeed. You basically skewer him, and do 2 points of damage to him. He literally is impaled on it, but that doesn't seem to stop him. He wants your blood. Unfortunately, it's very hard to stab someone when they have a polearm between you and them. So for the moment, he can't do much about that. But this is a good time as you're looking up, literally catching this guy with the spear part of your polearm, that you notice you're not alone in this building. There's actually another form further back in the house. And with a sort of noise, there's the sound of a darkened arrow whipping towards you. You can't fight back against ranged attacks, but you can attempt to dodge. But it does mean removing your control over this gentleman.
But
Oh no, I was gonna say he just takes it and swings it around
Yeah,
so this guy's his meat shield.
could he fight back and try to use the other guy as his meat shield?
Can't fight back, no.
It's a
You can try to
defensive maneuver.
deflect.
And what are the deflect rules again?
They're in the thing. Your armor is effectively 0, so. Where is it? Harm and healing?
Deflection.
Deflection. Yeah, there you go.
7 to 9, you get a complication. 2d6 plus armor, so just 2d6 really.
Wait, I thought basic plate armor was +1.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure, because I remember last time I was rolling 2d6 plus 1 when we were fighting the wolf things.
I think it's just would be 2d6 for regular clear pantsing.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna say that it should be, because
Okay.
+1 is adder armor.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah, because deflection includes adder strikes too.
Mm-hmm.
So without it, that's kind of broken.
Right.
Okay, and you said I need a 9 or above to get a success for it, or sorry, what is it?
No. It's
A 12 and above?
No.
Classic
You
rules.
literally can block it from where is it?
There's a
7
slight.
to 9. You
yeah.
block it.
Yeah,
But there
you get
could
a
be a
slight.
complication.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're the boss.
Okay. Looks like there's a complication with it.
Oh, there it is.
Oh. I'm gonna have you take half damage. You take 1 point.
Okay.
The armor-piercing arrows actually tickle, but not enough that you would be concerned. This is not the first time you've been hit by an arrow.
Do we have to go to free actions like calling out and everything?
Mhm.
We've got company in the building. That'd be I can't bell it out, but Burkle would bell it out as loud as he could. So I don't know if
Of
that's
course,
mental.
At this point, can we say that Zygmunt and Elena are starting to like? Obviously, we won't get there right away, but can we like at least make our start our charge?
Sure. I can
Yeah.
look at it.
Like all we saw was a giant flash and then Berthold screaming. So I think now's a good time to move.
Yeah, how fast can we move on horseback in a single turn? Or
Quite
how
far.
far?
You can probably easily get up to here.
Okay.
Charge.
Just because I don't want to be like, okay, now we're in the fight and now we're still halfway to the charging
Why did it
type.
not give you a
thing.
turn? Add a turn. Oh, there you are. Hold on. You got 2 Elenas.
What?
Okay, so you all can move, but that's pretty much your turn.
There goes
Yeah,
the turn
yeah.
order.
Fine with that.
Yeah,
The
turn
turn
order's
order
gone.
has vanished.
Yeah,
Also,
there you go.
Oh shit! I hit the wrong thing. So I'm out of the game right now. So I'll be back. Don't worry.
Bye.
My
He
bookmark
charged
bar
in the
is
wrong
too close.
direction.
Adalbert gets 1 more space.
Wait, I know. What?
Because he's a good boy.
Adalbert is a horse of note.
He's a really good boy.
Ah!
He's using
Why
his
is it-
horse channeling
Your
skills.
horse is not a horse of note. I'm sorry.
He is. His name's Costel, and he's amazing. It's in his bio.
It's
But
in
do
his
you-
bio. He's cool.
I gave him a move for
Yeah,
Albert.
but
Yeah,
is
I'm pretty sure he doesn't. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. You have no moves for horse. That's Sorry. Doesn't
He-
mean the horse is uncool. It just means Adalbert's cooler. That's what it is.
Look,
Christ.
if you look in the bio, it says his name is Costel, and he's amazing.
That's
okay,
fine.
and he's still
But
not
he's
an item.
Mechanically amazing.
Exactly.
Oh, come on.
Anyways.
Okay, go ahead.
Your kid. It's your turn.
Oh, it's mine.
Mhm.
Jurgen's gonna take more or less. I'm gonna. Do you mind if I draw on here real quick? It's not gonna be a penis.
I mean, please don't. Penises. You can have a measure tool.
Jurgen's gonna take the wide corner, basically, to avoid, somebody cracking him in the skull.
You're heading here?
Here.
Okay, so you're not actually following that purple trail.
No, that's how he's getting there, is the thing.
So you're going really close to this tent.
And this guy.
Oh shit, you're right. Hang on.
That's where my confusion was
Yeah,
coming
that was.
from.
That's-
oh,
I'm like, you're taking so
The
much
opposite of what you
effort
wanna
to
do,
not
right?
go around this blind corner as you go around this blind corner.
Yeah. Actually, how far away is that fire? I don't know. Where's the measure tool? 20 feet. How far can I move in a turn?
You could probably get to the fire.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead. Can I Alright. Jurgen's gonna go to the fire, and he's gonna grab, a cinder. Anything that's not, basically not, something that's in the fire, something that's lit,
Okay. Okay.
but he's going to grab an end that's not burning.
Okay, so
Good call.
you're taking a torch, is what you're trying
Basically.
to explain.
Yes.
Okay, sure. There's not much fire left. The sort of the flash of the magnesium has really caused most of the fire to go out, but there is some definitely smoldering timbers you could grab.
Yeah, he's going to basically grab smoldering timber, give it a wave to get some oxygen into it, kind of
Okay.
rekindle the fire, and he's going to try and toss it at this tent.
Okay. That is a ranged check, so that would be phlegmatic. I succeeds partially. You definitely hit the tent, but it seems like your thoughts that this might cause it to go up in flame might not be at least at the speed you were expecting.
Right.
The canvas tent just kind of sits there and smolders. It probably will catch fire, just not this turn.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm gonna make a note. Hold on. There we go. That's just so I know which tent. I'm assuming that's the tent you're throwing it at, yes?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Sure. The torch definitely sticks to it. There's definitely evidence of charring where it landed, but it's not going up in flames like you might expect.
Right.
Okay, that's your turn. This gentleman's turn. He's actually going to run towards the building. Brita, take your shot.
Remind me again, is that a phlegmatic roll?
That's definitely phlegmatic. All ranged is
Okay.
phlegmatic. All melee is chronic.
Okay, and then I have plus
Chronic.
1 to phlegmatic.
It's like
Woo.
chronic.
I've got plus 1 to phlegmatic and plus 1 to harm if it hits. Oh my god.
You
Oh.
whiff. There is a crack
Oops.
of noise, and you miss. This being roughly about a minute later, there's a new sound from behind you, Brita.
Oh, good.
And it's the sound of a ranged weapon firing.
Do I get a dodge
You
something?
definitely get a dodge.
That's another phlegmatic, ain't it?
It sure is.
Oh boy! Oh, thank god.
You succeed. A blackened arrow lands directly next to you with its very loud thunk. It's not immediately obvious where the strike came from, but it definitely came from behind you.
Okay. Do I have time to like move a few steps, or is that it?
Yes, oh no, you can move.
Okay, then she's gonna smuck herself up there with her back to the wall. That's not quite. It's hard to make it
Right,
exact.
I understand. That's good enough.
Yeah, and
I
she's
get what you're
facing.
doing.
She's facing outwards. She just
Right.
wants the wall to her back, and she's assuming that this chuckle fuck is not a direct threat at the moment.
Okay.
And also assuming that the wall that she has her back to doesn't have a gaping hole in it that has her like right up against the inside of this shit.
It doesn't, but as you kind of not so much smack into it, but sort of, lean up against it, you can feel the whole building feels very unstable. It almost wobbles when you hit it, and you didn't even hit it that hard.
She's not gonna put a lot of weight on
No,
it.
I know that.
She's
But I'm just
standing
saying,
there.
Berthold literally just took out the attached wall to it.
Well,
So it's not
alright.
the most stable place to smack into at any point.
This is the worst game of Jenga ever.
Okay, Berthold.
All right, so
You have a Shishka assassin.
I'm gonna. Assuming there's
Oh,
no
God, I was
cavalry
drinking.
for me to intercept, Berthold's gonna hear Zygmunt basically call out of the way.
And Adalbert's going to ride through the hole in the wall too?
I mean, that's my
Christ.
plan.
Can we just knock the
Wait.
building down and avoid
That-
going in there?
That's my
Rita
plan.
is
Oh, okay.
not that close to the. Oh Christ Almighty! I don't have a helmet,
Okay.
guys.
Basically, serve up this man to me. Give me this boy.
how far up is that other arrow guy?
It's what would be the second floor. He's basically in the rafter.
Okay.
Also, get out of the building.
Is it because I don't know how how heroic our characters are. Is it possible to use the assassin as a thrown weapon?
Well, I kind of want the assassin in. Well, it's your call. I want this assassin. I want this boy. But
You know, I created this campaign just for those kind of questions. With a successful, and I do mean successful, choleric roll, yes, sir, you could indeed pitch the assassin.
Okay. Berthold is going to attempt to hurl the assassin at the other assassin. Basically, use the momentum and just twirl around and hurl him off of it. So regardless of
motherfucker with a motherfucker.
Yep.
Aww.
That's a shame.
That was gonna be so funny.
Please tell me he just stays right where he is.
No, actually, because
Son of a
he's
bitch.
partially successful, he does basically disengage the assassin from him. You kind of fling him up in the air, which removes the weight, but the assassin, this guy is strange. He moves weirdly, and he was very unconcerned when he was impaled just a few seconds ago. And you can kind of see him he kind of hits the roof, and you can see shingles and everything go flying off from the roof as it kind of sort of disintegrates at his touch. And he pushes off and comes at you again with his knives out.
We're an enemy now. All right. And I can still use like a cholera count to like attack him, like counter him.
You can counterattack, yes.
Berthold is going to one punch.
Oh my god.
Okay. You don't
Yep.
get any bonuses for pole arms by punching, but go for it.
I don't think I have any bonuses to pull arms anyway. I
Okay.
think my bonus was just getting experience.
Okay.
1 second.
Oh my god.
One punch!
Well,
He kind of forces himself towards you, and you just armored gauntlet him straight to the face. His head knocks back, there's a sickening crunch, and there's this weird flow of blue glowing fluid from the person's mouth as his neck snaps back and his hood falls back. You can see this man was a Waldschrott.
And this also makes our count of men whose heads we have punched clean off now, too.
Oh no, his head's still attached. His neck is broken, though, and he lands on the ground, gasping for breath, paralyzed, as glowing blue adder blood, effectively, flows out of its mouth.
Not so much. Would just punch to death, not punch their heads off.
Right.
Things were severed. Okay.
We will remove him, because he doesn't get turns when you're dead.
Yeah, that'll show
Is
him.
it still possible to move out of the way of Zygmunt?
I mean, sure, are you going to move into the building or out of the building?
He's going to take a step out. Out of the way.
there you go.
Tag team.
The archer, seeing you leave, runs across the rafters and sort of squirrels her way out of a hole in the roof on top of it. And takes a shot at Elena.
I'm on a damn horse.
Yes.
Wait, what is he shooting me with?
Arrow. It's a bow.
Can
Bow and
I
arrow.
just roll off my horse?
I mean, you can dodge however you want.
Cool. I'm gonna roll off my damn horse.
Okay.
In before she misses the roll. Okay. I was going to say the
Succeed.
horse got shot.
As you kind of roll to the side, the arrow goes whizzing past above you. Zygmunt.
So these actions are pretty much happening almost simultaneously, right? Like Zygmunt set out of the way, Berthold punched this guy in the face, and then steps out of the way. Zygmunt's charging through. Before the guy has a chance to hit the ground, I was going to make an attack against him, but I guess he's kind of my plaything. I'm going to impale him on my adder lance, not knowing that he's quite dead just yet.
Okay.
and then just keep charging all the way through this house, this
This is
forge,
a fucking
and
comedy
basically
routine.
use him to
Kebab.
break through the wall. Before
Do it!
Adalbert does.
Fuck him in particular, man.
Now, in a traditional D&D campaign, it would be this point where I would say, "The fuck?" And I'd go, "How do you know that he's there?"
Well, I don't know he's there, but this
Oh.
guy was there. That was my plan, was just to hit this guy and just
So
keep
your
and
idea
momentum.
is basically you're taking the wall out.
Yes.
Okay, give
To
me a
be
roll.
fair, the linear trajectory is very coincidental. He doesn't have
Yeah.
to know that guy's there. He's gonna hit him.
I guess it'll be a choleric.
Yes.
Okay, so this will be with Adalbert as well, so I get a +1. What's this input value move bonus? I don't know what that means.
It's if you have anything that adds a
Oh.
+1. So
Okay,
if
so
it's not
that would
already
be-
calculated.
Hang on, let me
add it to
just
that.
cancel this, and I'm just gonna go back to this. Oh,
Okay.
well, there's a +1 there, so 9. Still not
Okay.
great, but
You do indeed impale him and run through the wall. You do not, however, hit the person on the other side.
which understandable. I didn't know he was there.
You may move yourself to the other thing. Now, he is freaked the fuck out. I will give you that.
Fucking horse just came crashing through a goddamn building at me. Please help. Frida is just like levitating further and further away from this horrible building that is destined to collapse, probably on top of her.
Elena, you just had an arrow go over your head.
That thing, is that still gold stuff?
No, it's a closed chest.
Damn it.
It may be gold, but you don't know.
Elena is going to kind of drag her horse. Well, actually, she's going to get back up on her horse, and she's going to make a run for the chest,
Okay.
which I think puts me right next to it.
Yep.
Am I then able to hop off and check the contents of the chest?
I would allow you to hop off and begin trying to unlock it. It is a locked chest.
All right, I can do that.
But you would need to roll. But you would not get to check it this turn.
Okay.
You could unlock it this turn if you can pick locks.
Is that I want to say that's reflexive
I
or
would say picking would be
calculating?
reflexive. You could argue melancholic if you tried.
I think I'm just gonna go with the succeeds partially there.
Okay. You are able to start getting some of the pins to unlock, but this is a fairly complicated lock. It's going to take more than one turn to do it.
All right, that's cool.
Okay. Jurgen, I can guess. Go ahead.
Really? You're going after the chest? Never mind. And Jurgen's gonna waltz on over here while this guy's spooked.
Waltz.
Yeah, just waltz, you know? And give him a smack in the face-a-roo.
Okay.
Can Elena call back?
It's free action.
Well, I don't smack him in the
You
face-a-roo.
guys got it. Like, there's enough of you. You got it. I believe in you, Jurgen.
He does not get smacked in the face-a-roo.
He does not indeed. It's actually his. What's amazing is that he didn't get smacked in the head when his back was effectively to you. So basically, you come up and you just whiff
Yeah.
right into it, right into the air.
That's what you get for dancing over.
Maybe that magnesium in the face had more effect than you thought.
Yeah.
His turn. Startled by Zygmunt, but not exactly unfamiliar with this kind of shock tactic, he swings his warhammer at Zygmunt on horseback. Your lance is forward. You cannot fight back.
Yep, I cannot. So I guess that's phlegmatic to dodge.
I guess so, yeah.
And I guess while I'm using Adalbert, I do get a +1. So 8.
Succeeds partially. You are able to reduce the damage. You still take 2 points of damage. He contacts, but it's sort of a deflected blow.
So that knocks me up to 3 on the harm clock.
Still not that much to worry about yet. Okay. Brita, it's your turn.
I'm gonna try to do my new fancy thing of reloading and being able to shoot again in the same
All right.
turn. I am
You have trouble
useless.
pulling out the ramrod, and it slows you down.
So that's
you're
pretty
gonna have
much
to
all I
spend
can
the entire
do.
turn. Well, you can move. not
Okay.
very fast. You can't run and reload. You can move and reload.
I don't really know where I should physically be. I think, is it fair to say that this, like, chimney thing is probably more stable than these stupid walls?
Yes.
I'm just gonna put her back to that instead.
Okay. Assassin. Archer. Moves and takes a shot at Brita. Again.
Well, then I guess I will be dodging again.
You do not.
What? Oh.
That's 2 points. Oh, wait, no, hold on. That was your
that was-
reload.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah,
It
yeah.
pinged at me and then didn't show the new roll. Sorry about that.
Yeah, sorry.
You take a glancing blow, 1 point.
Okay. I need to do
Basically,
something
the arrow
about
comes
my
and
phlegmatic.
rips your clothes at the shoulder.
I thought you were gonna say
all of a
rips her
sudden-
clothes off. I'm like, wait a minute.
We're gonna yell at Elena. Hey, we can open the chest when they're dead.
Speaking of the chest, as you are working on it, there is a rustling directly to your right, Elena.
I'm gonna reach behind me if I can. Oh wait, it's not my turn yet.
Yeah.
It's not your turn yet.
Sorry,
Yeah, you're
I
fine.
had the turn order like scrolled in the wrong direction. Fuck.
It's okay. This is a new player. Well, new person. So.
A new person has entered.
And the tent flap pulls back. And a lady with a sword pushes forward you and strikes out at you.
I'm gonna do a dodge backwards closer to the fire.
Okay. You succeed. I was really hoping you'd miss that so I could set you on fire, but that's okay.
That would have been really funny.
Oh man.
Move back. There we go. No, I whole space, please. Thank you.
Fine.
You don't get half spaces on rolls. All right. Berthold.
Ah. So that guy, right? She's on the roof, huh?
Yep. Kind of hard to pole arm unless you decide you want to throw your pole arm at them.
Man, Brunel's gonna take down the west of the wall so she comes falling down.
Oh, Christ.
He's basically going to shove his pole arm through the wall right there and then just drag it with his part of his body in the way until basically the side of the building collapses.
Okay, that would definitely be a choleric roll. And I'm going to need a circumstance roll on top of that.
Okay.
The reason is because there's something you don't know about this building.
All right.
Oh, crap.
Well, that's
Well,
good.
It's a very
That's
good attack against the wall.
Well,
No, that was the
And a good
circumstance.
circumstance.
Wow,
That was
okay, that was
both
both.
of them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jesus,
Okay,
titty
fucking
fucking Christ.
Hulking this.
So
So
as you kind
Berthold
of
wins.
strike out at the wall, you're able to sort of rip into it. You feel a difference. Like you hit a point in the wall that is not burnt, that's not damaged. It almost seems like someone may have actually taken time and reinforced certain parts of this building ahead of time.
Wait a
But that
minute.
did very little to your poleaxe as you just quite heroically slashed through the side of the building, causing the support and the building, at least on one quarter, begin to tilt towards you. When you remove supports, it is going to fall towards you at the current moment.
So when there's a high circumstance roll like that, that actually means it's in good condition in this case, right?
In this case, it means that he was able to overcome
Okay, so the higher roll for a circumstance means it's in your favor.
It's like luck. A successful luck roll is good luck for you.
So what happens to the archer?
Currently nothing, but we'll get to that.
Okay.
You got a wall
The
falling
building
at you.
is going to collapse, but it's not time for that yet. Remember, we're working in seconds per round.
Gotcha.
Buildings don't just immediately, instantly explode to the ground. That's especially.
I mean, they
buildings
do
like
if you
this
use
where there's
C4.
structure on the other side too. Archer's turn. The archer begins. Hold on. I can't do that. You got a good circumstance. The archer seems to lose her footing and actually grabs onto the wall. That is all they can do. They are just holding on for the moment. Zygmunt, you just got smacked in the butt with a warhammer.
I say Zygmunt will, like, as he charged through and realized, oh hey, there's a guy there, and then he got hit. Adalbert's going to keep charging. Zygmunt will discard his spear with the man attached to it and basically dismount off the back of Adalbert. And as he does so, he draws his sword and just moves to engage this guy.
Okay, so you're off Adalbert. Adalbert is, I'm assuming, running?
Adalbert is continuing forward. He'll come when he's needed. He knows.
You've dismounted then. That's
Yes.
Okay. That's your move action.
Yep. Would it be possible to say he dismounted with enough force to end up this one square back? Okay.
Well, you can dismount any side of the horse you want.
Okay. Yep.
And choose your direction.
Yep. And then let's skewer this shish kebab. Fuck yeah.
You definitely do. Your choleric is 2.
Yeah.
Do you have any additional harm for your sword?
Not. Yeah, I'm not using Adder Anatomy, so no.
Well, he doesn't have Adder Anatomy.
Oh wait, quick. I do have a move, and this is
Okay.
retconning. I forgot I had a move to reduce phlegmatic while I'm using my horse or reduce harm. Could I go back and roll that, or is it too late?
No,
Okay,
we don't go back.
Actually, yeah. I already rolled phlegmatic to reduce harm, and I did by half.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep. No, that's fine.
Okay.
Now that I'm remembering that I have it.
Don't forget it.
Okay, yep.
Because once we go through it, if it was within the turn, that's one thing.
Yep.
If it's the next round, no, I'm sorry.
Yep.
That's
Nope. I was just looking through my moves, and that's when I found it.
Yeah, you quite easily skewer him. You sort of raise the warhammer up above him to take another strike at you, and you catch him right in the gut. Okay, Elena, you were picking open a chest.
We'll continue pushing for us.
So
Goes for it.
seeing this crazy lady jumping out of the tent, I am going to grab the nearest stick in the fire that's not completely like on fire, just the end of it.
There's two.
Basically, just toss it at her and the tent, trying to catch her on fire.
Sure. As
Oh,
mentioned
Jurgen's special.
when Jurgen did this, the fire's mostly out, so it's a pretty quiet ember for the most part. But you can throw a stick at her, yes.
Instead of throwing a stick at her, I'm assuming that is there like a bucket nearby, like right next to me?
No,
Damn it!
they don't follow standard camping safety protocols. Smoking very
No,
loud.
I see what you're looking at, Caleb. That's a tree stump, my dear.
I am going to do something dumb because I'm wearing gloves, and I am going to reach into the fire and go for some hot coals and just throw them at this lady.
Kayla, can I make a quick suggestion? Just real quick, before we start rolling. Use your weapons. You have weapons. You might want to use them. Not every attack needs to be an improvised attack.
We have
Just
learned
saying.
Using tools is pretty good.
Okay. Instead of reaching into the fire, Elena is going to actually
Yeah,
just
I think
kick
we wanted to
hot
fight
coals at this lady. Cause fuck you again.
All right. What would that be? Kicking coals.
Oh
Aren't we,
I'm gonna go with
Phlegmatic.
choleric.
oh, okay.
Actually, no,
Yeah.
not much grace to it.
Well, it's great
Um,
if you want to aim with it, but
You kick the hot coals at her. She kind of rolls behind the tent, but the coals catch the tent, and again it begins to smolder.
Cool, we got fire again.
Can I just take a moment to wonder what you all think these tents are made out of?
they're
Yeah,
not
I mean,
made out of gasoline.
Yeah.
These
are
aren't just
early
giant
developers.
Molotov cocktails. What?
Places.
They're not
Cloth?
camping right. That's how I go camping.
I'm not looking for an
my God.
explosion, man.
Well,
I only feel safe sleeping at night in a giant powder keg.
I mean, at least when I lit the tent on fire, it was not intended to just catch fire, but start smoking to drive anybody in the tent out. That was my intention. I got no idea what the fuck Elena's doing.
well, she caused the assassin to back off for a second, so that's successful.
Would I have enough time to draw my sword?
Draw, yes. Make another attack, no.
I'm gonna draw my sword.
Yeah, you're basically drawing your sword in replacement for a move action.
I'm cool with that.
Jurgen, you just absolutely whiffed, and Zygmunt went and stabbed the guy that you were trying to hurt.
Kill
Well,
steal.
Jurgen's just gonna kind of shrug and be like, alright, well that saves me some trouble. But seeing that the man still, because he raised his warhammer above his head and Zygmunt drove his sword through his belly, Jurgen doesn't want that warhammer to fall. This guy's not completely out of the fight yet. So he's going to try to deliver an armored kick behind the guy's knee to buckle his leg and drive him to the ground where he can't effectively fight back while Zygmunt has him impaled.
All right. That would be a choleric. I mean, purely. You
Okay.
succeed. It wouldn't do damage, but it does count. I mean, in Call of Cthulhu terms, that would be a maneuver.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was going for.
So yeah, he goes down. I will. What would be snail? There we go. He basically goes down to one knee.
And then since Zygmunt has this guy run through and he's actually on one knee, Jurgen's gonna whip around and put himself between where he sees where the archer has been firing from and Brita. He's the one in armor, she's not. He'll be the human shield.
Okay.
Grazie.
Our unnamed Gorman brother goes down on one knee. He screams in pain, but he still lashes out. He's not able to bring the force of the warhammer down on Zygmunt like he'd like to. So he basically stabs outward with the handle, the staff, not the staff,
The foot.
yeah, the actual handle of the warhammer, striking towards the chest of Zygmunt in sort of a pushing attack. Zygmunt, are you going to stand there and take the hit or try to back off?
Trying to think of the best way to do this. So he still has the hammer up, but now it's coming down. The handle's just coming down.
Well,
towards his
he
chest.
had it up with both hands, and
Yep.
now instead of bringing it down in an angle, he's striking straight out.
Yep. I'm trying to think of the best way to fight back with this.
Twist your sword.
As a Zygmunt will probably just twist his sword and just try to cause him to cry out again, and like basically have the pain overcome his ability to actually lash out.
Okay. You succeed. Basically, as he strikes out, you twist the sword, and he seems to drop the warhammer, not out of his hands, but he basically, all the force he was putting into it just kind of almost seems to diminish. Okay. That would actually be an additional point. Take a moment. No, not +1, -1. There's a significant difference. There we go.
Yeah.
Brita, you spent your turn reloading.
Oh, I'm reloaded now?
I mean, yeah, you spent last turn
Okay.
reloading, right?
Yeah, well, I spent last turn trying to reload and fire in a single round, and I failed.
You did, but that just means you go back to your standard default reload. which is
Okay,
one
so
turn.
that counts as okay. Cool. So I've got a loaded gun now.
Just
then
means
do
you couldn't take a shot that same turn.
Gotcha. So do I have a visual on this one?
Yes, technically you do have a line of sight. You could take a shot.
Okay, she's gonna. Fuck, that's the wrong button. So that is too drastic, but somewhere between those spots, she's not gonna go all the way out from behind Jurgen, but she's gonna
Right.
again
What's
not
that?
be shooting through
So
him.
what's that
Well-
button you can? I think it's a control. No, what is it that you can hold? It could go in between.
Alt.
Alt. That's
Well,
Alt.
actually, this is something I want to ask Jay.
Mhm.
Would it be possible, if she were, in this specific case, if she used Jurgen as a rest for her rifle, literally rested it on his shoulder, could I make a teamwork roll to try to add to her roll?
I'm
could-
down with that.
Yes, but
Okay, go. Yeah, I was expecting a but.
what
Yeah.
what related skill are you using to assist?
Um,
Wouldn't that be choleric just to see how well you can stand still? And
yeah, basically.
Well, yeah. Do you have anything in the way of like fortitude, any abilities like that? Because you're gonna have a
any
gun
specialty
exploding
that
in your
would
ear.
be related, or
Jurgen the only thing that might apply would be his Master at Arms training to realize basics of warfare that she's using him as a brace.
okay, I'd accept that.
Okay. So then,
Yeah, then I'll roll choleric to see if I can, stand still enough to give her a bonus.
sounds good.
Actually, no.
No?
I mean, it would work, but I want you to roll melancholic.
Okay.
You're not using any strength standing there.
Okay, fair enough. A bit
Aw.
unfortunate.
Okay. So unfortunately, no assistance, but
Well, does
you
that
still
mean
do
that?
it. It's just not as effective as you would have.
Yeah, I'm not giving her
Okay.
a +1, basically.
+2.
Well,
Oh, okay.
assuming that it's still happening, she would tell him to stand still and rest the neck of her gun on his shoulder and try to get a good shot at this guy. And then here we go. Wee! Wait. I get +1 to marksman stuff.
So that is a
So-
partial success.
That's a partial. Yeah, and I also get +1 to harm.
Hold on just a second.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta make sure everything. Using marksman gain +1 to phlegmatic. Yes, okay. I'm making sure you don't have any other bonuses.
I don't think I do. Not on phlegmatic. I've been pumping all my stuff into sanguine.
passive soothing effect, maybe.
Yeah, can I soothe Jurgen into standing still for me?
Um,
I'll just sing a
No.
lullaby in his ear.
no, there are some crazy things you could probably convince me to accept for that, but that's not one of them.
Okay.
Sure. Basically, you fire. You don't actually hit him, but you do hit the rafter above him, causing black ash to fall, obscuring basically like right in his eyes.
Okay.
He wouldn't be able to take a shot at you this next turn. He's gonna have to reposition.
Okay.
Speaking
Then-
of which,
then we're good.
basically there's you splinter the wood and the charred ash, big, almost like you'd put a smoke bomb right in front of his face, in sort of a turn of irony there, and he disappears it back further into the attic of the building. So he cannot take a shot at you this turn because his line of sight to you is broken. However, Berthold,
Yes.
there is a sound of hissing air coming from behind you. You dealt with one archer, but there's another.
Oh,
So I need a dodge.
okay.
That'd be a phlegmatic.
Ow.
Unfortunately, that's not quite enough. These arrows were designed for fighting Aderjaegers. They are bodkin points. And they are going to pierce your armor, doing 2 points of damage. It's not necessarily life-threatening, but it could be.
And which direction where is it coming from?
Right behind you.
He got you.
Yeah, it's not the other one. It's the right there.
Gotcha.
Okay. Elena, your assassin friend was forced back, but after the ash and coals spatter against the tent, she comes around the corner, sword raised, and strikes at you once more.
I'm gonna counter with my own sword,
Okay.
which is choleric.
Choleric. Partially succeed. You both strike out at each other. I'm gonna say neither one of you does damage.
Cool.
There's a flash of steel as your swords meet. Berthold, you just
Berthold!
got shot, man.
Yep. And he's just going to grunt. And
All these damn
Basically-
cowardly archers.
yeah, he's basically from medieval Jason Voorhees right now.
Well, as you basically turn around, if you do turn around in the direction of the arrow, the building next to you begins to collapse. You can hear it buckle and brick begin to fall as the building itself begins to sort of slide towards you.
He would take a step back and keep an eye on the archer that's on the roof and let nature take its course, I guess.
The archer rolls off the small edge there into the little culvert of the road.
Does he take any damage?
No.
Damn it.
Can Berthold go over to them and attack?
Well, you took your 5-foot step effectively. Do you have any ranged attack?
No.
Throw a rock
Okay,
at his
then
head.
That would be no.
Well, actually, he's right by a rock quarry. I mean,
Yeah, if you want to pick up a rock and fling it at him.
sure.
Okay, phlegmatic. You kind of fling the rock, and there's this sound from the other side. Ow! Who throws rocks? There's no damage done, but you've pissed off the archer on the other side.
Nice.
Who throws rocks? Someone likes to complain.
It's their turn. There is sort of this sound of like moving dirt, and then all of a sudden a rock is flung back at you.
He's
We're
just
in a
going
rock
to,
fight now.
yeah, he's going to, I guess, deflect. Actually, can you just bat it out of the air?
You can certainly try, yes.
So that we like choleric.
Yep, that would be choleric.
There we go.
Oh, come on.
I'm waiting for it to roll.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, yeah, we're waiting.
Come on.
Oh my, the computer's been
We're
lagging.
all
like
on the edge of our
crazy.
seats.
We have to know if this rock that would do at most 1 point of damage.
It's only suspenseful.
Yeah. There
because
we go.
Hey!
Hey, you knocked the rock out of the air. It falls harmlessly to the ground, and you wonder, did I really need to do that while wearing full armor?
Brita, with her minimal stock, says yes, you fucking did.
Zygmunt.
After twisting the sword, Zygmunt removes it and then tries to take off this guy's head.
All right.
Bye, head.
And, well, we'll see how much health he has. I don't know.
He has more health than 2 points. I'm sorry.
Son of a bitch.
The
What does he
sword.
get halfway through his neck?
Well, it bites into the collarbone, but it does not. It's not a clean cut by any stretch of the imagination. But it does cut in very deeply. He would not be walking off of this. He kind of spits blood in Zygmunt's face and goes, "Doesn't matter. The message is sent. There'll be more for you." He is not dead, but he is definitely dying.
Zygmunt whistles for Adalbert to turn around. He'll get back eventually. But
Okay. Elena, you are in crossed swords at this point.
So I'm gonna go ahead and take another stab at swiping at this assassin. At the same time, I'm also going to whistle for my horse.
Okay. So distracted sword fighting with whistling.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
It's not really distracted because all you're doing is whistling.
Okay. Again, there's a clash of swords. Okay. Jurgen.
Jurgen, seeing the archer scurry across the roof where Brita has was shooting but missed, Jurgen's gonna take a couple steps forward and in that loud, bellowing voice address the archer on the roof. In the name of God, throw down your weapons unless you want to die this night and burn forever in hell. Only through surrender and repentance can you make it to the kingdom of heaven. And I'm going to attempt to intimidate this man.
You know, as the GM, I have to make you roll, but I'm going to tell you right now it's not going to work.
Yeah, I figured.
It's not because in any way, shape, or form I want to keep you from intimidating people.
That was going to be a 12, too. Because I get a +1 from
Okay,
intimidation.
never mind. I will force a response. I think a 12 deserves a response.
Okay.
As you sort of shout out, the archer steps out, and it becomes a little more visible from the side where Brita had shot at him, and pulls back his hood, and you can see eyes glowing blue in the distance. This is a man who God has forsaken him long ago.
Right. Well, fortunately, that's going to be my turn.
This guy's turn. He begins to laugh. He makes no attack against you.
That sucks.
Brita, it's your turn.
We're gonna try to do the reload and fire in one turn again,
Okay.
because this has to work one time. Okay, so now I do a circumstance, yeah?
Nope. Now you
No?
fire.
Oh, cool. This guy just came out and showed me his forehead.
Yeah. And he has
So-
glowing eyes.
Yeah. He's a little beacon. So, do I roll phlegmatic again to fire?
The one-
Oh,
Ah,
fuck me.
Now,
God.
roll circumstance. Okay. You missed, but the gun goes off properly.
Well, that's good.
It didn't jam up, didn't foul, nothing like that.
Well,
Already doing better than Potato Girl.
The
hey man, at least your
archer,
sword is connecting with something.
your Waltrip archer fires at you again.
you guys are just good buddies.
Just a lot of misses.
Oh wait, this guy?
Yes.
At me? Okay.
Yes.
Why? I need to put more points in phlegmatic if I'm using it this much.
Ah.
Oh, for the,
Jesus.
I'm really good at
Misses.
dodging, but I can't fire anything. Can I
You're
dodge?
too
This
busy
fight, I
dodging.
thought there'd be a lot more damage traded.
Jesus Christ. This is a
Fires
fucking
and he
tickle fight.
misses. And then he fires and he misses. Then I
Sword
fire.
fight by the
then I
fireplace
missed.
continues. Sword Archer returns a trick that she learned from Elena and kicks coals at her at close range.
I'm gonna dodge.
Okay.
Can't
You
dodge.
don't.
No, you ain't.
Give me a circumstance check to see if you catch on fire, because your clothes are more flammable.
Oh my
Yes, you
God.
do. Your
Oh,
clothes
good.
are more flammable than sailcloth.
Oh, good.
Fuck.
Oh my god.
Oh.
So let's just put that icon on there. Hold on. There we go.
That's the good
Hey,
stuff.
you hot. You're doing hot.
It is not
Wait.
doing any damage this turn, but you can tell that your pants are on fire. Because you don't just get instantly burned by stuff. It doesn't work like that. Berthold.
All right. Bertle is going to clamber over like this and lumber over the rock. Walk over to the female archer, attempt to grab her by the neck, lift her up. If this is exactly basically, he's going to attempt to stab her with his polearm by like lowering it, his grip on it down to like a more closer to the head, and stab her while he tries to grab her by the neck and lift
So
her
I
up.
gotta ask, how many streams of Friday the 13th the games have you been watching? That's what I need to know.
Enough.
Obviously. All right, man. It's choleric for sure. No.
No.
As you reach and grab for you, she's a bouncy little thing. She rolls out of the way and prepares her bow. Her turn. She fires you at close range.
Okay. I guess he's going to try, but he can't like dodge the arrow at that range. He's going to dodge the aim, so he's going to try to step aside.
Yeah, that works. Dodge is dodge. I mean, realistically, dodge encounters them missing too, since you're rolling for them as well. Partially succeed. It is. These partially succeed sometimes really give me trouble. You know what? I'm gonna give you half damage.
Okay.
You are still tanky as fuck, so take a point of damage, but it's not enough to really kill you or hurt you. Arrows don't do a lot of damage; they just pierce really well. Zygmunt, this man is dying and laughing at you.
Sigmund just narrows his eyes. You would ally with the walled shot. You're not worth finishing off this way. And he kind of removes his blade from the guy's collarbone, takes a 5-foot step back. Adalbert's on his way back, and Sigmund will mount Adalbert at a full charge, and Adalbert will probably just run this motherfucker over.
Okay, that is still a choleric attack, yes.
Right. Yep. +1, though, with Adalbert.
Okay.
Well, yeah, he gets fucking trucked.
I can't see it yet.
Oh, well, it's neat. It's pretty exciting.
What number is it?
It's a 13.
Oh!
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Rip.
14 with Adalbert.
Yeah.
oh my god. He is fucking chunky
Yeah.
salsa.
Yeah, you basically do like a fancy step over his face and crush him. He
Mongolian
doesn't even get a chance
execution.
at like an ending monologue. You just sort of destroy him.
And I guess Zygmunt will rush to Elena's aid because that's Adalbert's course of charging.
What? Might I suggest you charge directly through that tent between you two? With those amazing hooves of yours?
You mean the one that's starting to actually catch on
but
fire
yeah.
finally?
Ah, that's a good point. Never mind. Please don't catch more of our party members on fire.
So I guess I'll get to here by now because that was a lot of stuff to do on my turn.
Elena, you are on fire. You are also in a sword fight.
I have a question. So,
Yes.
I whistled for my horse. Can I direct my horse to run this bitch over?
No, because
Horses
who the
are
fuck is
not
able to
that
train
smart.
horses to do that?
Yeah, as the horse person, that's not a thing.
Come on, in The Witcher, the horses fight.
Okay, but in the world, they don't.
Even in this world, that's a little bit of a stretch.
They're prey animals, for fuck's sake.
In The Witcher, the horses magically ride on roofs.
Yeah.
So Elena is gonna back up and basically try to cut her pant leg off to keep the rest of it from catching on fire.
Oh, I can't wait till you fucking get yourself in the fucking
Oh,
thigh
God.
with your sword.
Oh my god. Can Brita just like
You're making the
dive
first
on
pair of
her?
shorts. is what you're doing.
Yes.
George,
Brita's
yes.
gonna fucking like just tackle her to the ground in a defensive maneuver to protect her from herself.
That's not your turn. No.
I know.
It's not fashionable, Brita.
Oh, thank God.
You are able to invent the first pair of Daisy Dukes. Congratulations.
Jesus Christ.
Cool. Can I not be on fire anymore?
Your pants are still on fire, but you yourself are not.
Wait.
But I took the pants off. They
Yes,
were cut
the
off.
part that you cut off is still burning, though.
Okay, but that's on the ground?
Yes, you are not burning
Okay.
yourself.
looking like a fool with the pants on the ground.
You probably don't shave your legs in this time period.
I'm
let's
assuming
just
that's all the
appreciate
actions
that.
I can take at this
Yep.
point. And I took a step back, so...
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, I didn't take a step
You're
back?
cutting your pants. You're there.
Okay, cool.
That is a fairly
This poor-
involved action for just a few seconds.
This poor woman who's fighting is just staring at you while you stop fighting her and sit there sawing your pants and your shorts.
I'm removing my burn mark.
Jesus
Jurgen.
Christ. Two questions. Can I see Bertolt from where I'm at?
Yes, because he's standing on a pile of rocks currently.
Okay. And about how deep is this?
It's probably about 8 feet of elevation difference between the top of the crest and the bottom. Enough
Okay.
that a person could stand up and not be within line of sight, but probably not much more than that.
Okay. I'm gonna describe something because it involves moving a fair distance, and you can tell me no. But Jurgen's seeing kind of the sissy slap fight going on between Brita and the archer on the roof. Is instead going to turn his attention to Berthold and attempt to more or less charge and knock that guy, the archer, into the gully. Basically,
Archer
throw.
is already in the gully.
Oh, they're in the gully.
Mm-hmm. Berthold is standing on the pile of rocks on top of the gully.
Oh.
The archer is below in the gully.
Okay, I thought they were up on a ridge above the gully.
No. The archer slid off the roof and rolled into the gully.
Okay. In that case, would I be able to move over there and attack in one turn? Just a basic
With
attack.
a ranged, yes.
With ranged, but not with a melee, because I don't have any
No,
range.
that's a long run. But if you want to run over to the top of the hill like the rocks and shoot into, or throw into, or,
Axe
You tell me.
throwing.
Yeah, but I only have the one axe is the problem. If I miss,
Throw it once.
yeah, I'm not
Pick
gonna
up a rock. Join the food fight with the rest
join the
of us.
fucking rock fight.
Yeah. Brita's about to just ditch her stupid fucking gun and start hurling rocks.
Actually, hang on one sec. So all ranged attack rolls are phlegmatic, right?
yes.
Jurgen's
Please
gonna
just
run.
climb up and.
Jurgen-
Please just climb up and throw this motherfucker off the roof. That's what I want.
I mean, I would, but I have
I'll
no
hit him
real way
eventually.
of getting my axe back from him. Is the problem? Like, I would love to throw my axe at him and just get him down.
I want you to just climb up there and throw him off the roof.
Oh, I could do that. Cause yeah, actually, I can totally do that.
Well,
I probably can't
before I make
attack this turn,
You can,
but I
if you
can climb.
get to him, can he not throw him off onto the ground?
I'm pretty sure that's gonna be too many actions, but
That's too many actions
Yeah,
because you've got to
alright.
climb.
Yeah, fair
So-
enough.
And the
Jit-
climb's a roll, so...
yeah, I'm gonna make the climb. I do get a +1 to this because of the mastercrafted axe,
Sure.
and that's enough to put it into a full success.
Yeah. Carry me, please.
There you go.
Can't
Yeah, you
land.
can climb up to the top.
Yeah, Jurgen would be basically, I'm gonna get up there and I'm gonna make this motherfucker repent before God.
Give me a circumstance roll.
Oh God.
Oh.
Okay. Wasn't
Jurgen
gonna
gets
be as dynamic one way or the other, but okay, that works.
Jurgen
Just
gets to the
neutral.
top and immediately the roof goes out under his feet and just falls into the
No.
building.
No, I was really rolling to see if he
Fat
would
ass.
notice you climbing.
Oh, okay.
I was kind of hoping that he would or wouldn't, but now it's just kind of like, eh.
Yeah.
He notices you get up.
Brita, it's your turn.
We're gonna try to do the thing where I reload and
Okay,
shoot in
alright.
the same turn.
All right,
Christ.
you reload.
Alright. I
Full
throw the gun
circumstance.
into the smoldering remains of the fire pit and pick up
Don't
a
you
rock.
get a +1 for marksman?
Yes.
Yes, I do. I do. But
That's a partial
it's, okay,
success.
so it's a partial.
It's a partial
Thank
success.
you.
All right,
Thank
now
you
you
for
need to roll
saving me.
circumstance.
Oh, thank
There we
Christ!
go. You hit him, and he stumbles back.
Where do I
Basically,
hit
there we go. It hits him in the shoulder. No, I'm just kidding. It actually goes and cuts across his cheek, and sort of
Oh.
forces him back reflexively.
Okay. I mean, at this point, I'll fucking take it, man.
Any damage is better than no damage.
There we go. It is, though, just enough for him backing up to realize that a man of God is coming for him. So there is
Here's
a
Jesus
attack-
Christ!
There is a short-range bow strike at Jurgen.
He's even got an axe. Oh god.
I'm going to... Actually... Jurgen's going to attempt to dodge that.
Okay. Just trying to finish this off, but it's just a slap fight here.
It really
yeah.
is!
I'm doing what I can here.
God,
I'm
Yeah.
one man and a
Zygmunt can
horse.
only carry
Yeah,
us
you're
so
fine.
hard.
Now, I imagine the assassin is still on the end of Zygmunt's leg.
Actually, I dropped that, but I guess
Yeah,
Yeah.
you totally would be.
No, it's just a fucking weapon accessory at this point.
Yeah.
It's like a tassel hanging off of it.
All
I
right,
do have
yeah,
another
you,
lance,
you
and I
just
do have
kinda,
another
like-
assassin who's about to.
you just kind of like dodge to the side and the air goes, but you continue your trek forward towards the man. Assassin is actually slightly bemused by Elena cutting her pants and just stops and watches, confused, and then just kind of backs away slowly. And after a few steps, turns and starts to run away. She's not getting paid by the one guy who just got trampled by a horse, so why stick around? Berthold.
Okay, well, trying to shift away from Friday the 13th and go more for Super Templar Bros, is going to Goomba Stomp this fool.
Oh my.
This is such a dumb encounter. Oh my god.
What have you done?
Okay, you're just basically trying to step on them.
Yeah, basically, he leaps off the rocks and like on top of them.
Okay, you're able to definitely knock them to the ground and do damage, but it's not quite as much weight as you want. Okay, gosh, we gotta kill these two things. God damn it.
Just hold still for fuck's sake. We'll get him eventually.
The archer has to drop her bow because you're standing on her. As logically follows, she draws a knife out of her boot and stabs at your leg.
Let's do.
It's hard to fight back, but you could. I mean, hard to dodge, but you could probably fight back.
Yeah, he's going to boot to the head.
There we go. Give me that boot to the head.
Please roll well.
Give me an actual success here, so I can give full damage. You knock the knife out of her hand. She still takes damage. It's for 15 minutes past where we're supposed to be.
Jesus
I'm
Christ.
sorry, I can't
I'm
control it.
running short on time, but
I know, I'm working. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
no, you're fine.
Zygmunt, it's your turn.
How
Please, for the
tall?
love of
How
God,
tall
kill
up is
somebody.
this?
Help!
Second story.
So,
You need your lance.
well, I'm trying to think. Like, I kind of. So I know what I want to have happen, but I know it's
Okay.
probably not physically possible.
Okay.
Basically, I want Zygmunt to jump off Adalbert and then just impale this motherfucker, and then go crashing through the roof to the first story.
You know, give me a successful roll, and I'll
Right.
let you do it, man. Let's
Would
just.
Would that be
Oh my
graceful
God.
or forceful?
I would assume that would count as forceful,
Right,
Because
okay.
you're kind of flying person.
And yeah, we're using an Adalbert, so that's a +1.
Wait, you're flying?
Oh shit!
Son of a bitch.
So, Jurgen, you are sort of angrily approaching this man on the second story when a flying winged hussar basically smashes through the opening, impales this man, and crashes through the ground underneath him. Which I'm gonna say does at least 4 points of damage.
I don't like wall trot is the thing.
Jurgen's just
man
gonna throw his
starts-
hands up and like, what the hell?
The man
Everyone's
starts
just
literally
goes really
gurgling
quick.
blue blood out of its throat. His eyes beginning to dim. He's still alive, but he is impaled on the ground. Elena, an assassin just laughed at you and started to walk away.
She drew shorts on her pog.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
All right, then. So you know how I called my horse?
Yeah.
He's gonna be coming up right now. And I'm just gonna get on him as he's running, and I'm gonna chase down this chick.
Okay. Elena and the horse and the assassin kind
And
of
my
are
hot
swallowed up. by the darkness as they exit the
Son of
playfield.
a bitch.
And my
And we'll
hot
handle
pants.
that part at another time. Jurgen,
Bye, Elena.
that was something. Responses.
Jurgen's gonna kind of just peer through the hole and be like, wow.
Kurva!
I see you have that handled. Are you alright? That looked like it hurt.
Fine.
My back hurts from all this carrying, but
Yeah.
other than that,
Finish them off.
Jurgen kind of shrugs, and while Zygmunt has them pinned to the ground, Jurgen's gonna hop on down and attempt to Goomba stomp this guy to finish him off.
Just don't miss.
The phlegmatic.
Yeah.
Can I assist by just holding it down?
Jesus Christ.
You
can
you
Zygmunt
miss.
catch him?
You miss, but you slam into Zygmunt. Zygmunt drives the sword deeper. The guy dies.
Yeah, okay.
He's so sick of this. I love it.
Kill this archer.
She can't breathe.
Frida is Frida is coming over here to fire and miss again. We're gonna do this, and
Not
yeah, that's not happening. She's gonna throw her gun at this fucker.
Roll phlegmatic.
That's probably good.
You're Erdholt, and then hit Erdholt in the back of the head.
The
She
just
fire
angrily
you
flings her
slowly hit
gun
the
to
ground.
the side. Frida folds her arms and goes to pout in a corner. Now
Okay.
completely unarmed.
This archer can do nothing because she's being stood on and has no weapons anymore.
Okay.
Ooh, keep her alive. Keep her alive.
A rifle clatters to the ground next to Berthold.
Does this one look
Frida just
wall-shot?
sits down on the ground where she is.
You know what? Yeah. Berthold lowers the polearm to her neck and says, "Yield."
I can't yield when you're standing on my throat.
That's the only time you can yield.
He removes his boot from her neck, but keeps on her chest.
She kind of breathes. No, she is not in any way showing as a walled trot.
You are now the prisoner of Gotha Dameron.
Can I have my gun back?
Sigmund, you were inadvertently forced into stabbing a guy to death.
Sorry, missed
That's
time
okay.
to my leap.
It's fine. It's done. Zygmunt will stand up and just kind of clean off his sword as best he can.
No psychological horror from that.
No.
No
Roll for sanity?
Elena, you're off field, but we'll get to that next session. Jurgen, you're downstairs. Anything significantly? I think we can call the combat officially over. I don't know why I'm still using Turner.
Yeah, I think it's fair to Jurgen's gonna dust himself off, and if Zygmunt hasn't gotten up already, he would hold out a hand to help Zygmunt up.
Yeah, Zygmunt will take it.
There you go. 3
All
out
right.
of 5 ain't bad.
Jesus Christ.
Well then, I think that was successful.
Frida's selling her gun next episode.
I mean,
In
we're,
the
She's
distance,
when we get to
you hear
Stuttgart,
Elena
you're gonna be
wailing,
getting
"She
one.
made me burn my pants."
Okay, but it's your
So
choice to fucking
as
cut them off.
Zygmunt and Jurgen leave the house to look around, like, where's Elena?
And that
Hot
concludes
pants.
another exciting episode of Aderjaeger. Thank you everyone for joining us. God help us.
God help us, everyone.
I have
Good
my gun
night.
Back.
Good night.
Okay.